dream dinner party for me would be really amazing villa with outdoor kitchen, and I'm there sort of cooking over fire. Candles are a good vibe, definitely. Tall freestanding candles. If you can buy amazing produce that is seasonal, that is fresh, there's no better way to enjoy it. My nan actually used to make the best chips you've ever eaten. If you see a Torija on a menu next time, give it a go then. I haven't actually ever had a bad one. I actually think oysters are just like, they're one of those things that are such an indulgence. They are an amazing product. It is so good. When I first tried it, I had it 7 days in a row.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Tables to Talk About, and the last one of this series. I honestly can't believe how fast it has flown by again. While we take a little break from the podcast while I'm off having my baby, make sure you catch up on any episodes you've missed, re-listen to your faves and share them with your friends. I'm sure we'll be back with a new season before you know it. This week's guest is someone who quite literally grew up in the heart of London's food world, Borough Market. Jack Applebee is the CEO of Applebee's, his family's seafood restaurant that has been a firm favourite at the market for 25 years. What started as a fishmonger run by his parents has grown into a London institution, and under Jack's leadership, it's had a fresh new glow up, complete with a relaunch, a new menu, and a whole lot of passion for sustainable British seafood. We chat about what it's like running a family business, growing up amongst traders and chefs, and how Jack's reimagining Applebee's for a new generation. Plus his dream dinner party, obviously, set in the mountains, and a menu that had me salivating. Let's get into it. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Absolute pleasure.
What have you been up to?
Got back from holiday actually. Had a guy's trip in Ibiza, and then met my fiance in Mallorca to calm down after. Feeling very rejuvenated.
Nice to bookend it with the chill time as well.
Yeah, definitely. It was 4 days of chaos, and then 7 days of like a lot of relaxing, and
Nice.
yeah, it was really nice.
Was it as hot out there as it is here?
I think it was. It didn't feel quite as hot though.
It never does it? When there's like when you've got the sea and you've got a pool and you've got aircon.
My fiance is obsessed with checking the UV index of days when she can and when not. And yeah, we had UV index 10 quite a few days. So apparently, like, shouldn't be in the sun too long. But no, it was great. We had a really nice time. Like, I played like some paddle and some golf, and
that's good. And now you've come back to sunshine as well.
Then yeah, today's my first day back in. So after this, go see what chaos has been going on.
Check in with everyone. To kick things off, do you want to tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
I'm Jack Applebee. I am the owner or one of the owners of Applebee's in Borough Market, which we recently relaunched this year for our 25-year anniversary. And then I founded a restaurant called La Gamba, which is based on the South Bank, right by it's part of the South Bank Centre. Overlooking the Thames. It's a sort of family tapas restaurant, sort of made for all. And yeah, I spend most of my days sort of between the two of those. And we also do some pop-ups. And we've got a street food stand in Borough Market, which we're working on at the minute. So yeah, that's pretty much me. And other than work, I've got a fiance due to get married next year, and like you, as I say, we've also got a baby on the way. I don't know if I've even announced that to everyone yet, so I wonder maybe this will be the way. But yeah, here we are. So that's one way to do it. Yeah.
I was just saying off camera that everyone I speak to at the moment is like pregnant or in that entering this new stage. So it's very interesting. I feel like a lot of my chats recently with people have been about having babies. But yeah, you've got it all to come. Hopefully I'll have some advice for you. Can't promise anything though. I mean, Applebee's is a family business, right? How did it come about?
We started in 1999. I was 6 years old then. So yeah, I was a kid. My mum and dad started it as a small fishmongers in Borough once it changed from being a wholesale to retail. They worked in like a restaurant group at the time and saw an opportunity to try and create a really sort of high-end fishmongers in Borough Market, trying to provide the highest quality fish we could get. And they hadn't really worked much with fish at the time, except sort of through supplying. So it was a bit of blagging it really. But they've always had like a passion for buying great produce. It went from them doing that to they got quite successful quite quickly selling fish. So for them it was like, oh, they were buzzing. And then we went and opened an actual fishmonger site next door to where we are now, which is now Genki Matcha place next door. But we had a fishmongers in there, which we were selling fish, and we were sort of known in the market as always sort of trying to give the highest quality fish possible. We started then doing a little bit of unintentional street food. My dad and our fishmonger David, who still works with us, were cooking themselves up some lunch. A customer was like, "Oh, I want a bit of that. Can I have some?" And that was the birth of our prawn wraps, which we've been doing for, well, what's that now? That's, yeah, 20 years plus, basically. So yeah, and then it sort of progressed sort of from there. We went from that to restaurant. The idea then is still now, it's really all about getting as great fish as we can. And we had a big fish counter at the front, and the idea was like a sort of cafe style dining at the back, where people could come and choose their fish, and that would sort of prepare it all for them there, and then we cook it sort of simply at the back to sort of enjoy fish for what it is. And then I joined in 10 years ago now. What's that, 2015? So I joined 10 years ago with the unintentionally, I may add, I did not want to go into the family business before. I was like, do not get me away from this. But anyway, I went in with just trying to give a little hand for summer. I just graduated university, and I was like, okay, I'll go give you a hand for a bit, just to try and sort of get things up and running, because at the time lots of things have been changing, and the market has sort of made a slight shift from being retail to a lot of people going there to actually to dine. And I don't think we necessarily changed as quickly as we needed to. Yeah, I went in to help out, and being a sort of bit of a big mouth really at the time, the manager wasn't too happy because I was like questioning everything. Why do we have people finish at midnight and bring them back in at 9 a.m.? Like, why do we do that? Or why do we do that? Why do we do that? And he was like, it's just hospitality. This is just what we do. And I was like, that doesn't really make sense. Like, from an outside point of view, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, if you're not going to look after your people, then they're not going to look after you or the business. So anyway, he was like, either he goes or I go. And I'm like, I'm gone. I'm gone. I do not want to be part of this. And he gave his notice in.
Right.
And, just before Christmas as well. And I was like, okay. So yeah, that was it. And I just thought, okay, I'll help out for a while. I'll try and like help get things sort of up to where I think they could be. And yeah, that was 10 years ago. So I've been in it since, and I've fallen in love with it, actually. There was times where it was a bit of huge difference for me, but the feeling of making people happy and getting instant gratification, both from your team and from your guests, it's a huge buzz. And I loved it quite early on. The hours I didn't like, especially being a 22-year-old and all my mates are going out and I'm there sort of working away.
Yeah, pros and cons of hospitality.
Yeah. But when you're there, it was a lot of fun, and there's no better feeling than when you're running a floor shift and all the guests are happy, all the team are happy, you're busy, it's buzzy. Honestly, it makes the sort of hairs in the back of your neck stand up. It's it's a really nice feeling.
So you've grown to love it.
I've grown to love it, and then I did probably 5 or 6 years really sort of working in the restaurant on the floor, trying to sort of grow myself as a manager and as a leader and try to sort of help a team come through, but while also learning everything myself at the same time.
Yeah, was your dad still a big part of it at that point?
They weren't really. They were there. My dad was there. He used to cycle in every day. He was a fishmonger, really. That's what he became up with. And where it became a restaurant, it was quite different. So yeah, he didn't really have any involvement in the actual restaurant itself, except sort of purchasing the fish, which is a huge part of it. But the actual day-to-day running of it, not so much. So that sort of fell on my shoulders at a fairly young age, actually. But it was good. It was good. But I learned so much, and I have learned a lot continuously because I've been making mistakes all along. And the reason
the best way to learn.
Yeah, honestly, so many mistakes. The reason why we launched this year was because in these last 10 years, it's been like an amalgamation of like all these random ideas I had throughout my 20s that have just sort of last year just blended into like being an incohesive, like what is going on all over the place. So I thought we could try and use everything that I've learned, the team learned, and everyone's learned, and relaunch in a way that we're really proud of.
Talk to me about the relaunch then. When did that happen?
So that happened we relaunched on February the 6th this year. The idea was, as I say, it was to sort of amalgamate all of these ideas and these thoughts that have come from the last 10 years or so, and try and create something that we're really proud of. And that was the key thing. And pride has been the sort of the value that we're trying to sort of instill in our team. And it goes throughout the whole business. And it was intended to be a sort of fairly small project that we can sort of revamp it, but it's become a monster. Honestly, it becomes so much harder than launching a new restaurant. Launching Amber, which I thought put me off almost doing a launch ever again. Then to do this, I can't believe it's harder. Things have only now just started to sort of settle down a bit, and that was in February we did that. But it's good, and we've got a product we're really proud of. Our guests seem to be really having a good time. We tried to look after all of our regulars and people that had dined with us for years by sort of inviting them back and offering them a meal on us, just to sort of get them to come and see what it was like in the new. And people, we wanted them to feel proud of it as well. We want people that have been with us for years in our old iteration to see this, and they're a part of that and a part of that story.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much history to Borough Market, right? So,
And we've had people who've been with us for years, like both staff and guests, like come with us for so many times. And change is quite difficult when you're so used to something. So we've tried to make that transition as smooth as possible.
oh, amazing. What was it like growing up in that like environment where your parents were in Borough Market every day? Were you involved much? Were you back and forth a lot?
Yeah, I remember getting in my dad's van, and we used to go. At the time, we used to purchase a lot of our fish from Billingsgate Market, and we'd get in the van, we'd go down to Billingsgate at a silly hour in the morning, and then drive in, and I'd be there sort of like cleaning squid all day, or I'd be the one taking the money, wrapping up the fish. I mean, that was from really,
Yeah,
really young.
like chatting to were you like chatting to customers and stuff?
Yeah, and we've all done it. I've got two younger brothers; they were involved. I've got pretty much all my cousins, minus maybe one, have all, or maybe two or three actually, because a couple of them in America. They've all worked in the business at some point. They've all done something there. So yeah, I think for me, sort of growing up with it, it was sort of I knew I didn't want to do it because I was doing that. I was like, I do not want to do this, but and that's why I tried to educate myself. But yeah, no, I think it's great, and working with family is it's amazing. There are obviously the downsides. Like we sit down at, I remember like even some like Christmas dinners, we could be sitting there and we can be talking about work, and it's like, oh no, we probably really shouldn't be now. That's probably the downside. But the good side is you've got people that you can really trust. They're people that they all like care 1,000% about the business and about what we're trying to do, and that's something that is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it must be really like special to have been in some part of it for basically your whole life.
Yeah, it's pretty special because it's been a headache at times. Like don't get me wrong, it's not been easy. I mean, we've gone through 25 years, so there's been ups and downs. But overall, yeah, we're all really proud to what we've achieved, and we hope to try and keep it for another 25 years or more. Really,
Yeah. Your parents still have involvement, or do they like still come down?
they come down. So they came down to like the launches, and they'll come down sort of a few times a year. But my mum, she deals with all the numbers. She is sort of in-house accountant, and my dad, no, not anymore. During COVID, that was it really for him. After that, he's done now. He's enjoying his retirement. So
Yeah. Knows it's in safe hands.
yeah, I mean, if there's a few little maintenance problems, I try and get him to come down. But yeah, generally he's sort of he's
Checked out.
yeah, he's pretty happy doing what he's doing.
Fair enough. Retirement sounds great. Okay, we are going to be talking about your dream dinner party today. Would you say you enjoy hosting?
I think from what you gather there, yeah, I do. I really enjoy hosting. I just want to make everyone sort of happy that's there. I'm a bit of a people pleaser at times, so I want that. So definitely, if I was having a dinner party, I would be the one hosting.
I wonder if people pleasing is a bit of a trait in hospitality. Like if you work in this kind of industry, anyway, I feel like you have to have a bit of that. Like events, hospitality, like all of it.
I think it's just about being hospitable, really. If there's someone in the room that feels a bit uncomfortable, it makes me a bit uncomfortable. I want them to feel good. So it's sort of would always try to be making everyone feel as good as possible, really. And I really enjoy that. I enjoy playing that role. So yeah, dinner party definitely. That would be I try and go the extra mile to make sure I can make people feel as welcome as possible.
Yeah. Would you say you're like a laid back host or stressed out host?
I think pretty laid back. I can't see myself getting too stressed hosting a dinner party. No. Normally, you've got all your friends around, you're having a good time. Even if I mess something up a little bit, it's like it is what it is. We're gonna all have a laugh and get on with it. I don't think that's a stressful environment for me. No. I'd like to host it while also sort of doing the cooking. So I was trying to sort of think about like a great environment for that. A dream dinner party for me would be really amazing villa with outdoor kitchen where I could be there. That there'd be a big long table sort of next to it, and I'm there sort of cooking over fire whilst being able to sort of interact with everyone. Not don't have to rush anything. Like it's just really really great produce cooked simply with great drinks, and that would please me. So hopefully that would please everyone else.
Yeah, so you're still involved the whole evening or day or whenever you're hosting,
Yeah, exactly.
but so nothing takes you away from your guests for too long.
No, 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 definitely no. I'd want to be there. I want to be there having a good time with them as well.
Where are you seeing this villa?
Having just come back from Ibiza, Mallorca, I'm thinking like one of those. I think Ibiza would be great. Have a really like awesome villa up in the hills somewhere, sort of looking over, big, nice outdoor kitchen, sunset going on. That's the sort of vibe.
Yeah, nice. Let's talk the table. Would you be styling the table? Is that something you would generally do?
Generally, I was thinking about this, and I think candles are a good vibe. Definitely, like some sort of tall, freestanding candles. But then it would be more about just making sure we've got everything we need on the table to like have a good time. I'm talking like ice buckets for sure, especially somewhere like I want drinks to be like really, really chilled. Other than that, like nice cutlery, nice crockery. I think it'll be anything amazing. Some nice glassware, but it's not overly fancy, like massive tablescape. It's sort of fairly functional, but done with an element of class. I hope that would be the plan anyway.
Is that kind of your approach to Applebee's as well?
I think so. I think we want to do things a sort of design centric way, but in a sort of in a minimal way of doing it. I want to be able to do it with sort of the least amount of words as such. Is the idea. But I do think the candles and that sort of low lighting really do add something. So I think they would be there. But yeah, really nice glassware for us. At Applebee's, like we've gone quite extreme on some of our crockery. So like we've actually been buying from a company called John Julian. They hand make all of their plates in the UK because where we're trying to do everything British, let's get some British crockery, and it's unbelievable. Like it's all handmade. So actually, yeah, thinking about it, maybe we'd have some John Julian crockery on the table because it is beautiful. A nice plate does really help on a dish as well. So I would say, yeah, nice plates, nice glasses. Probably have some nice Peugeot salt and pepper mills poking about as well. But other than that, yeah, again, nice wine buckets. It's just like the simple things.
Yeah, totally. And then you've got your candlelight for when the sun sets. Who are you inviting? We've got one alive, one dead, one fictional. I tend to say you can like have your friends as well.
Okay, yeah, I've got my mates here as well. I've got some good groups of friends. Yeah, we all have a laugh. So I definitely want to have those. And I was thinking about who would I love to see and would work well with them. And the first one is a lady who died recently. Actually, her name's Danielle Moore. She was the lead singer of Crazy P, and I love Crazy P. It's sort of like my go-to Spotify radio, Crazy Bee all the time. So maybe a bit obsessive, I don't know. But we saw them and her perform last year at Glastonbury, and she absolutely lit up the stage. She was unbelievable. She got so much charisma, so much charm, and I just think that having her there, one, she'd make sure we've got amazing music all night, and two, I reckon she's seen a few things, sort of living that sort of party life. And then for a live, I was thinking Guy Ritchie. He just everything he watches. Don't get me wrong, he's got a few that are a bit not quite there, but generally, like everything he makes is like an absolute banger. Each like film or series, some are a bit quirky and so on, but I think he'd really add some value. Again, I reckon he's probably seen a thing or two, and I don't know about you, but I mean, even what was it, The Gentleman he done recently? That series was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was really good. I really liked it. I feel like it got quite mixed reviews. Like some people really loved it and some people didn't as much, but I thought it was really good.
I'm a big fan of that.
What would you say your favourite thing that he's done is?
Probably actually a shot in Borough as well is Lockstock. Lockstock and Two Smoking Barrels are very good. It was filmed just literally around the corner from the restaurant as well, and yeah, I mean it's quality. You haven't seen it?
It's one of those that like I definitely know what it is, but I've just never actually watched it.
The thing is, I'm a little bit of a movie nerd as well. So one of my best categories, I reckon, in a quiz would be like IMDb ratings of films.
Yeah. Such a niche quiz round, but great.
Yeah, we used to have this TV streaming website that we used to use called Super Chillin', and it was everything was rated via IMDb. So we'd just like go through it all like via that, and yeah, the year in IMDb it's one of my niches. So yeah, and Lock, Stock is up there. It's an 8.1. It's very, very good.
Okay, added to list. Is there anything in particular you'd want to ask Guy Ritchie?
It'd be question after question, actually. I'd just get him speaking. I'd want to know about what it was like filming these films, filming these series. He's got a very particular style and taste. It's very authentic East London, I would say, which is sort of where I've grown up as well. So for me, it sort of resonates quite hard. Every character he creates is just like, it's amazing. You know, it's really, really quite funny, but quirky at the same time. And I don't know, I'd want to know about that. I also know he's like really big into his jujitsu.
Great fact.
Yeah, that's it. So we could potentially get him choking some of my mates out at the dinner table. Could be quite fun as well.
Teaching you all a few things.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe that could be like late night entertainment. Like, right, we're going to do some jiu-jitsu now.
That's it. And I think he would get on really well with Danielle as well. I reckon they would have a good chat. Yeah, and I think they would probably add some value to some late night partying if need be as well. I reckon he's got some charisma in him. I reckon he could go all the way.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so dead, alive, who would your fictional guest be?
So fictional, again, it's sort of coming from a film as well. And it would be The Count of Monte Cristo. Have you seen that film? You read that book?
Yes, but long time ago.
Yeah, well, for me, I think it's like one of the greatest character journeys of all time. The ultimate revenge tale. Guy who's gone from the nicest, kindest, like all round great chap to literally plotting his revenge for years upon years, and the journey he went on. Again, I think the theme for me is I want people that are going to like be able to tell good stories. That's what I really enjoy. And I also think he would fit really well in with Daniel and Guy. There was a few others I was thinking on fictional that I would love to have around as well. I'm a big Game of Thrones fan, and I think Tyrion Lannister would like offer some great value at the table.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had a Game of Thrones guest, but that's a good shout.
He'd offer some value for sure. I mean, he has got some absolute one-liners. For me, he's one of the greatest characters of all time. So maybe I'll throw him in there as well if I can.
Yeah, I'll allow it. You definitely have some interesting chats between them.
I think so, yeah. I don't want to go with like anyone sort of like political or anything like that. I want people that are going to come and just bring some really great energy, and we're going to have a laugh. We're going to tell some stories, and we're going to have a proper night out, really. That would be the goal. I think it's about us having as much fun as possible.
Yeah, totally. That's what it's all about. I think it's nice to like go into that deep conversation at points, but essentially you just want to have good vibes, don't you?
Yeah, no, that's it. There will definitely be some because these stories you'll be hearing will be like hearing about the Count in prison and what he was having to go through. I mean, it'll be pretty enlightening. But at the end of the day, if we can all have a laugh and have some fun, then that's perfect. And that would really suit my group of friends as well. We take the mick out of each other like non-stop, basically.
You've got the guest, we've set the scene. What are we listening to?
Well, that's going to be over to Danielle, really, isn't it? I think having Crazy P Radio just sort of that would be my Spotify, but I'd definitely leave that over to her. It's sort of like a new funk, really, electronic but funky, really upbeat, happy music. Very happy, I suppose, is how I describe it. But it's upbeat. It's got a bit of tempo. I play it a lot in Applebee's. That's the sort of vibe I'm trying to bring. It is. It just for me is like real good vibes, and that's what we're after. Upbeat, funky music. You know, you can have a dance, you can have a chat. It's sort of it's the right bit of me that.
Yeah. Would you put that on prior to guests arriving and then just let her like take over the music?
Well, the thing is, normally like that would be me. I just put Crazy P Radio on and just let's go. Like I love it. Generally goes down pretty well, and that's what they've chosen to. But yeah, I'd probably do a bit of that. I'm really enjoying a DJ called Claptone at the moment, so potentially maybe a bit of him, maybe a bit later on. But I think be down to Danielle. She'd definitely know what she's doing on that front.
Yeah, you could get Claptone on when you're like doing your jiu-jitsu later on.
Maybe, yeah, maybe when I'm having a roll around with Guy Ritchie.
You'd be like, right, we're changing the vibe now.
Yeah, That's it. Yeah, well, that could definitely happen later. Yeah, I can see that.
Generally, you're more of a like put a playlist on, let it be.
If people want to chip in, then let them chip in. I think if people are playing their own music, they're having a good time. If the crowd don't like it, the crowd are going to let them know. That they're going to say no, 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 that's not the vibe. Sorry, we'll let people crack on. But Danielle's definitely the lady in charge.
Okay. Okay, food and drink. Let's get into the good bit.
Big thing for me, obviously, this is what I'm mostly trying to think about. I'd like to try and sort of have different drinks throughout. Personally, that's how I like to. Not necessarily how everyone else does, but I would probably try my very best to get them to try new things and try different things as much as possible. Or if they drink and eat like this normally, great. But I would probably be starting with. So I love anchovies. I absolutely love anchovies. Even just when we was, I mean, I got looked at quite weird last week when we was in Ibiza, and I was in the shops and I saw Ortiz anchovies for like really cheap, and I'm like buying
Yeah.
tins of them. And my friends were like, "What are you doing?"
Stocking up.
Yeah, and that's it. And like, yeah. So yeah, but anyway, I love anchovies. Um, so I think just for nibbles, I'd be doing like Hilda's. Yeah, I'd be doing Hilda's, and I would be serving them with a martini. So Hilda martini, and we'd make that with there's a British vermouth actually called Vault. It's a coastal vermouth made out of oyster shells, and it's banging. And yeah, we'd do a little Hilda martini, sort of aperitif, just before to get things going. And then I think after that sort of going on, I would be trying to hopefully succeeding in shucking a load of oysters, a little nibble, some drinks, and then I just think oysters are just like they're one of those things that are such an indulgence. They are an amazing, amazing product. They get everyone feeling good and feeling sort of like they're having a good time. It's a celebration. I'm allergic to them, but I would serve them. I'd serve them. I think, but I would definitely want everyone having them. You can see it, the look on people's faces when they receive oysters.
It's a bit interactive, isn't it? It's a bit of a show at the same time.
Yeah, and I'd be really enjoying being up there, shucking them, chatting with people, chatting with them while we're doing it, and sort of passing them around. And I'd want to do them en masse, like really, really go for it. Maybe I'm asking Guy. I reckon Guy knows his way around an oyster as well. I'll be like, Guy, come up here, give me a quick hand with a bit of shucking, and we'll send some oysters out. And I'd be doing them like pretty classic with a sort of mignonette dressing, some lemon, heavily Tabasco is recommended from me. I'll be pouring that with a bottle of Cremant, so a Cremant from Burgundy. There's one in particular. I can't remember the name of the producer, but it's stunning. It's like really rich, really great value. But it's like everyone who has it's like, wow, what's that? Like every person I give to, no matter who it is, they're like, that is a great drop of wine. So it'd be a Cremant from Burgundy, some nice bubbles with some oysters to get us going, and that would be like the aperitif. So that's like starting. Next up, I think for starters, so I would want to try and combine like two of my favorite things, which is scallops. I absolutely love scallops, and I love sobrasada. Or any sort of like Spanish chorizo based sausage is great, but sobrasada, I love it. So it would be very simple, open scallops cooked over fire with like a sobrasada butter on top, and just sort of picking at them. Everyone, it's easy to do. I can do that on the barbecue while chatting with people, and again, it's another thing with it's sort of got a wow factor when people receive it, and they're quite easy to do actually. So like for me, I could.
Yeah. It's another kind of showpiece, isn't it? Because you don't need the table styling and all of the complicated dressing if you've got dishes and courses that like wow on their own. Like even the fact that it comes in like it's in its shell and it can just be placed down and then doesn't even need a plate necessarily.
It's all about the product. That's it. If you can, especially seafood, and obviously this themed to a bit of seafood, so hopefully everyone here likes seafood at the moment. A bit of meat coming later, but it's all about the product. If you can buy amazing produce that is seasonal, that is fresh, and then you can cook it simply, there's no better way to enjoy it from my point of view anyway, and hopefully my guests. But yeah, anyway, with the scallops, I'd be serving a bottle of rosé from Walgate, which is a British vineyard. It is so good. This rosé is not like your typical like light pink rosé, which people tend to be like, oh, I want something really light and pink. This is amazing. It's a really nice, rich, full-bodied rosé, which I think would go really well with the scallops and the sopressata. I think the people that would just like that really like ultra pink, fairly neutral tasting rosé would be really intrigued and be like, wow, that's really good, and it would maybe open their heads a little bit. But yeah, it's have you ever tried any of the Walgate wines?
No, I'm gonna look it up.
They are branding's lovely as well. They've got very nice sort of simple minimalistic branding.
Oh yeah, lovely. I'll have to get that on my list for post birth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sure you've got. I tell you what, get some of that Vault
The list
coastal.
is getting long.
Get that Vault coastal vermouth as well, because just that with a bit of
Okay.
ice, lemon peel is stunning. Anyway, starters are done. Everyone's hopefully had a good time. I'm definitely having a good time anyway. And then for the main course, again ingredient focused, but a bit of meat this time. Big bone in ribeye, aged Galician ex dairy cow steak. I love it. It's like when you get a good quality steak like that is amazing,
Mhm.
and it would be big one, boning, cooked over fire. I'd actually give it. Normally, I used to have steak and I'd just put a bit of Morden salt on top and nothing else. But
Yeah.
we've recently been. My dad's been shown me this marinade recently, and it's so
Mhm.
delicious. But I'd have to give it
Okay.
a bit of that.
Yeah. Talk me through
The
the
marinade.
marinade.
It's got soy sauce, Worcester sauce, balsamic vinegar, English mustard, and a sort of like a variety of
Mm.
herbs. And it's got like this really good like umami flavor. I'd leave that on it for like a couple days or a day, and yeah, it's just like it packs so much flavor and it gives it an amazing glaze, like but
Mhm.
without taking away so much from what the steak is. Yeah, it's really good. And then I would serve the steak alongside some prawns. So I do like a sort of surf and
Mhm.
turf.
Yeah. Nice.
And since it's my dream dinner party, I won't hold back on expense, and
No. No. Absolutely not.
I'll get a platter of carabineros, which are the sort of wild red Spanish
Oh
prawn,
yeah.
delicious. But to be honest with you, I can never afford to eat as many as you want because they
Yeah. Just keep them coming.
restaurants sell them for a lot of money. People are like, what, you charge that for one prawn? I'm like, trust me, this is how much they cost. They are a
Yeah.
fortune. And that would be cooked. I'll do that probably in a pan while I've got the steak on the
Mhm.
fire. And that would just be with like loads of garlic butter, dried chilies,
Yeah.
extra virgin olive oil, a splash of
Yum.
brandy in there, and just sort of like leave all the sauce in this sort of, I'd probably serve it in like, I don't know, big white tray on the table for everyone to sort of have a little
Yeah.
dip. And then sides would
Everyone get
be
involved.
yeah, this would be like a sharing platter, by the way. So
Yeah.
hopefully, not everyone's having this
Yeah.
big steak and all these prawns. I mean, some of my friends could be hungry. We're not that hungry. But on
Well, I
on,
think it's
on
nice to let people like help themselves, isn't it? People can take what they want, and
yeah,
if
and
if
then
there no expense is being spared, you know that they'll just keep coming
that's
until
it.
everyone's had enough.
Yeah, and then yeah, on the for the side, so I'd have like a few bowls of things. So my nan actually used to make the best chips you've ever eaten. Honestly, these
Ooh.
chips are so good. They were hand cut, and the
Mhm.
for me the secret, I believe, obviously they were triple cooked, but in sunflower oil, and
Okay.
it's something I think you do potentially at home. And I think that when you go to France, you know how these chips are always so good in France. I think I think they cook them in sunflower oil there. I think that's the trick.
Top tip.
Definitely, yeah. And then I make a really good potato salad, so I'd be doing
Mhm.
that with like capers, cornichons, red onions, mayonnaise, a few other
Yeah.
bits, and
Mhm.
then again, my dad's got another recipe that's really nice, which is it's a sort of chopped cucumber salad, which is got a bit of spice to it, a bit of avocado, some onions in there, a little bit of tomato, but it's delicious. So I'd have
Okay.
them three
Yum.
on the side.
Mm.
Uh,
With the going back to the chips, are we talking like French fries or are we talking like fat chips?
We're going in between the two. Don't get me wrong. I love a chip. I love chippy chips. Like too much of a passion of mine. But the I think for this, I'm going more mid range, mid style. Not super skinny. Very big player in the vinegar game. I love vinegar to a point that it's quite embarrassing at times. Yeah, I do. So there's definitely some vinegar on the table as well. And I think really important that there's sea salt rather than just sort of table salt, because I think that little crunch just adds it adds a lot. And I think the table obviously has got to have some freshly baked baguette as well, just to dip into them prawns. I mean, them carabineros heads, all of that going on there. There's some serious flavour going on. To drink with it, so probably more suited to a red, but I'm gonna go against it, and I'm gonna because I love my white burgundies. which are I just love them, and they're an expensive taste to have them, unfortunately, but they are delicious. I'd probably have like a big buttery Chardonnay, either a Puy Fusé. There's one I always remember that I loved. It's from a vineyard called Domaine Thibaut. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that right. Or generally, any Meursault will go down very well. And I don't think it actually gets much better than that actually for wine, for me anyway. So I'll be having that big full bodied white. Hopefully that goes down well with everyone as well.
You're making me hungry. It sounds unreal.
Yeah, and me actually. Yeah, I do. I must admit, even when we're planning a wedding next year, and this is quite similar to what I'm trying to get for our wedding lunch. I've actually been a bit weird and been like, the caterers, do you mind if you just do this?
Can you just cook this? Yeah, I do think actually there's lots of overlap between what people choose for their weddings and what people would have for their dream dinner, because it is,
Got the budget for it. I
well,
think
that's the thing, isn't
essentially
it?
the issue. Yeah,
The
but we'll
slight
try.
hiccup.
Yeah, we're gonna try. That's for sure.
I mean, if it sounds anything like this, it'll be unreal. Where are you planning to get married?
We're getting married in Provence. Actually, we're getting married in a just outside a little town called Cotignac. So yeah, very very exciting. Just a lot of planning to do still.
Oh my god, it's intense amount of planning, but it'll be so worth it.
And with the baby coming along, we've had to we were due to be getting married in May next year, and then we've actually pushed it along to September. Yeah, a little bit more time, which is good. A bit more time for Kimberly and a bit more time for me to maybe save up a bit as well. So it's quite good.
Oh, it'll be so nice though that you'll be able to have the baby at the wedding.
I think so. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm. Yeah, it will be definitely. I can't wait.
Big year next year.
A huge year, huge year. There's a lot. There's a lot going on right now, and I need to be full focused. So dessert's quite key. It's not one that I can personally make at the minute, so I'll have to do a bit of training for it.
You can always get someone else to come in and make it.
Well, I could bring Frankie down. To be fair, I'm considering if I should bring Frankie to our wedding actually to maybe sort out some of this. But he actually came up with this idea, and I was really skeptical at first. It's a sticky toffee pavlova, and I was like, oh, it doesn't really make sense to me. I was like, pavlova, like I normally see it as like fruity things like that. It is unbelievable, honestly. It is so good. When I first tried it, I had it 7 days in a row. Yeah, and I was like, I have to stop eating this now. It's getting a bit much.
This is dangerous ground now.
It's not a small portion either.
It's something that you serve at Applebee's.
It's something we serve at Applebee's. I also really enjoy a torrija, which is like the Spanish version of French toast. Oh, if you see a torrija on a menu next time, give it a go. They're normally like, I haven't actually ever had a bad one. It's bread, off our one was brioche that's sort of soaked in milk, and it has sort of like a caramelized top, and it's got like a load of cinnamon flavors. Typically, that's really good. But for me, I'd just do the pavlova. I'd pour it out for everyone, and I'd serve that with a Montbazillac, which hopefully I'm pronouncing right, which is a dessert wine, which I've recently really got into. My friends think I'm quite weird for it now. Like even when I was down, like I really want like a bit of dessert wine after my meal. But really enjoyed this. We just came back from a wedding in Bordeaux, and it was my friend James and Brooks. I went to a supermarket and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a couple bit of dessert wine, and I bought this. I think it was like €8, and honestly, like my mind was blown. It was so good. It was so good. So I'd have to find this exact one and bring it over there. I was like,
I love that about supermarkets when you're on holiday. You just pick something up and then you're like, like, this is so much better than I was anticipating, and I'm never going to be able to get it again or remember what it was. Are you having the sticky toffee pavlova, or you're having what was the other one called?
I'm having the pavlova. Pavlova, definitely. Yeah. I reckon the Count of Monte Cristo won't know what's hit him.
It sounds unreal. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. So I'll enjoy serving that, and yeah, all of it I'll be hopefully proud of. Nothing's too difficult to do. Once the prep's done, it'll be sort of like have a chat and do it and do my thing. So,
do you think you'd have any entertainment? Are you like an entertainment kind of person?
I think I've got it all there, really. I think the people we've got, the stories we'll be having, the music coming out. I think we've got the entertainment. I mean, I can't think or ask for anything more we'd want there. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe if they fancied a game of cards, I'm always keen. But other than that, no, I don't know if that'd be the right vibe.
I think with entertainment, you kind of sometimes just have to see how the evening pans out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but I think it'll be definitely a good night.
Yeah, sounds amazing. It's made me very hungry, and for context, we're recording this at like 9 a.m.
Yeah, and me, and I'm trying to do a post holiday diet from today as well. So
Yeah, that's tough post-holiday diet.
yeah, there was I'll tell you what, the food in Mallorca is fantastic. We ate some really nice restaurants, but it was like, again, a lot of dessert wine, a lot of dessert wine flying about. Yeah,
What kind of things were you eating? Like tapas or?
bit of tapas, but mostly like tapas starters. And then, I mean, we went to this one restaurant. I think it's called Fauna, and they do this. They did this lobster spaghetti or a lobster pasta. I don't know if it was a spaghetti, it was a bit thicker, but it was a lot, and it was unreal. It was by far the best lobster pasta I've ever had, to the point that my partner had to go back there and have it again, because you know what it's like when you're pregnant. Though it's quite difficult to find things to eat at restaurants sometimes.
Especially in the like first early second trimester when you're still kind of figuring out what you can have and what you can't have and Googling everything. Remember my Google search history just being like every food and then like pregnant.
But no, that was great. We had some amazing suckling pig, some beautiful lamb there, some great seafood, had some turbot, had some John Dory, had some Torrija. Definitely had a bit of that. Some Pedro Jimenez sherries at the end. Nice Albarino. It was great. It was. I was some lovely carver as well. Some really good stuff. I was having a great time. I was. Yeah. So now we're back. We'll get back on it.
Have you always been into food and drink, or do you think it's something that's come from your like upbringing?
No, yeah, I've grown up with it. Even my parents aren't chefs, but they're like both amazing cooks. So like dinner at home's always been great. My dad's always taken a bit more of a sort of international style of cooking, whereas my mum's been like very classic British. And they both like really care about doing like making good food, and there's a passion for it. So for me, I've grown up with it. Food and drink is always a huge part of my life.
Oh, so good. I have some quick fire questions for you before we takeaway of choice.
Oh, at the moment, banh mi.
I feel like lots of people are on banh mi hype at the moment.
I only had it for the first time like a couple months ago, and I think I've had it probably about 12 times since. It's unreal.
Yeah, I can't have a proper one at the moment with like pate and.
I was so skeptical of the idea. I thought, how can a Vietnamese sandwich be so good? Like, what is
Yeah,
that?
it's
When I
unreal.
first had it, I was like, I eat my words.
Yeah, I take it all back. Is there a specific place that you would go?
Yeah, I can't pronounce it though. It's the one.
Yeah.
It's right around the corner from me in Borough. It's new. Let me just Google it. KEU. Unreal.
Sweet or savoury?
Savoury.
Something you always have in the cupboard.
Anchovies.
Favourite cookbook?
Whole fish cookbook, Josh Nyland. Not for me to use to cook, actually, just because it was quite inspirational for me, and probably a lot of seafood lovers, like how different we can actually treat our seafood.
Go-to snack?
Grapes is probably my first answer right now.
That's an underrated snack.
Yeah, I love grapes. Grapes in the fridge are amazing.
Yeah, I'll often buy a punnet of grapes, like out and about.
They're good. Yeah, I know. You don't really, you feel like you're healthy, but then you eat a whole one of them, and you're like,
Yeah, and then you're like, now I feel a bit sick. Favorite crisps?
kettle balsam, well, not the balsamic. What are they? The proper salt and vinegar. Either kettle do it, or the other ones that end up making your fingers a little bit sticky at the end. They're unreal.
Ketchup or mayo?
Mayo, definitely. Try to avoid it though, because it is dangerous, but it's so good. And Hellman's as well for me. Like, you can't actually beat Hellman's. I've got a few friends who I think have Heinz mayo, and they swear by it, but Hellman's mayo is just, it's a bit too good.
Okay, let's do one more. If you could only eat one cuisine for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I'm torn between either French or Japanese. I'm going to go Japanese. I think there'll be more variety.
What would be your like go-to Japanese meal?
I love sushi. I really love sushi. It's filling. There's seafood in there, and there's a lot of things to learn about Japanese food for me as well. But every time I have it, I'm like really pleasantly surprised with sort of anything.
Yes, sushi's one of those things that I'm like dying to eat.
So you've got some champagne and some sushi coming up soon.
Yeah, very soon. Thank you so much. That was amazing. Delicious sounding.
No, thank you. Hopefully you got a bit of an insight into my dinner party there.
Yeah, definitely. Do you want to let people know where they can follow along with like anything that's happening with Applebee's or you if they don't already follow you?
Yeah, Instagram pretty much. We do all of our stuff. So Applebee's Fish London is our Instagram channel. Our other restaurants are La Gamba, which is La Gamba London. So if you want your seafood, you can come to Applebee's. If you want your Spanish food along the South Bank, you can come to La Gamba.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Tables to Talk About. If you liked it, I'd love if you'd hit subscribe and left us a little review. It really helps people find us and means I can keep lining up dreamy guests to chat all things dinner parties. If we've got you in the mood to host, you can find all the playful tableware and styling bits you need over at Studio Dine, Studio Dine Store, and Tables to Talk About. And we've just launched a Substack. It's where I'm sharing all the juicy behind the scenes bits, exclusive extras from the pod, hosting tips, recipes, mood boards, restaurant recommendations, the works. Basically a little peek behind the curtain. Head to the link in the show notes to subscribe and come and hang out with us there too. See you next time.